on reaction to this, what this means moving forward. Former federal prosecutor, former Trump attorney Jim Trusty with us today, and also former Trump attorney Christina Bobb, who's now with Judicial Watch. Great to have you both with us. What a fascinating discussion we just saw, not just from President Trump, but Pam Bondi. If our viewers are just joining us, basically what we saw today was the curtailing, Jim, of the power of these individual court judges to issue nationwide injunctions. Pam Bondi laying it out there, saying there were 5 districts that had 35 of the 40 nationally. Give us your top-line thoughts, because while this will impact birthright citizenship in one way, that was not discussed today.
Right. We really don't get to the merits of the birthright citizenship issue. That'll come soon enough. But this is a huge victory for the Constitution, and really it's the fruits of lawfare. You know, the president has been subjected to activist judges and feigned emergencies, kind of orchestrated emergencies, where these judges are consistently throwing out preliminary injunctions and temporary injunctions like candy. And that's not the way court's supposed to work. So this was kind of overdue. This is what lawfare does. All of these manufactured forum shopping moments bubbled up to the Supreme Court. They didn't reach the full merits yet, but they reached a more important procedural one, which is to say enough's enough. No more, at least under most circumstances, let's not have nationwide injunctions. And that's overdue, and it's unfortunate. I'm sure Justice Roberts never really wanted to see the court have to deal with it, but right. Lawfare creates that situation, and they handled it appropriately.
And it was a 6-3 vote. Amy Coney Barrett just got a lot of praise from President Trump. Christina, in this, she writes, the universal injunction was conspicuously non-existent for most of our nation's history. Not surprisingly, Ketanji Brown Jackson had an argument to this, which is being pushed back by Barrett as well. But I also want to get your thought on how this was articulated, really, with the arguments. It really was, you know, John Sauer, who President Trump also just mentioned, saying during oral arguments, in addition to what Coney Barrett just said, that these universal injunctions require judges to make rushed, high-stakes, low-information decisions. And funny, they were all mostly against President Trump's executive orders, specifically ones he signed on day one, Christina.
Right. Well, I think John did a really good job of laying out that these really were political decisions that for the hundreds of years that our nation has been around, that judges shied away from ruling on. And so I think the point is well taken that these new universal injunctions never happened throughout the history of our nation. And Amy Coney Barrett did a great job, in her opinion, of going all the way back. She goes back to the 18th and 19th century saying, hey, look, this never happened in our history. And this is something that has just kind of emerged recently. She didn't say as things got more political, but you can kind of, if you want to, you can see it in there. And so she did a good job of kind of anchoring the district courts back to what their original function is you decide the cases that are before you. You don't get to make rules on, you know, parties that aren't, people that aren't parties to the case, that live, you know, across the country or have nothing to do with this case that you hope will impact them in the future. She really narrowed the scope and the jurisdiction of these courts to the parties in front of them at that time, and that's where it stops, which is an amazing win for President Trump.